So I'm here today with my friend Susie. Say hi, Susie. Hi, everybody. Susie, as you notice, has very many dots and lines all over her. And Susie came today to help me explain some of the theory about acupuncture, why the points that we choose are important, why the order that we choose the points and use them is important, how the order of needles inserted into the body is an important thing, as well as how the preparation or the manipulation of those points is also important. So, as you can see, up and down her body, right, there are these pathways that start down on the toes and come all the way up and end up on the face. They start on the hands and end up in the body, go from the body to the hands, from the body down the feet, up and down. There are all of these lines that every single person has. So, with that, one day I came up with this analogy that the human body is similar to a supermarket. Just like a supermarket has defined aisles, and every supermarket you go into has the same kind of layout, right? We all have the deli and bread section, then the produce section, and there's a baking section, a cleaning section, a pet food section, a frozen goods section, right? There's all these different aisles, and even within each one of those aisles in different stores, they're all set up in similar ways as well, right? So you walk into the supermarket by your house and you go to the produce section, it's not red apples, broccoli, onions, potatoes, lemons, right? It goes red apple, yellow apple, green apple, lemon, lime, orange, in some sort of similar order, right? And everybody's bodies are exactly the same way as well. We have these lines, we call them pathways or meridians in Chinese medicine, and their lines of predictable influence. Just like their cleaning aisle has predictable items in it. They're all for cleaning. You're not going to find anything edible in the cleaning aisle, right? So, as an acupuncturist, I have a recipe that I've come to know. And somebody comes in and they say, hey, my back hurts. And do an intake. And we go, cool, to get from here to there, this is the recipe that we need to follow. The recipe we're looking for is alleviation of back pain. So I know what points and anatomical markers and muscles and tendons and things in the body are around those areas. So I come up with the recipe in my head. I need something from this aisle, something from that aisle, something from this aisle. So we'll choose what points in the aisles we want. And then we have to prepare them correctly. So if you're going to make an apple pie, right, you wouldn't just go and get a baking sheet, throw an apple on it, throw an egg on top of that, and some sugar and put it in the oven, right? And then when it comes back out, throw some flour on top of that. You wouldn't do it all out of order. You know the order of operations of what ingredients go in what order. And we do the same thing. We might frame out and say, okay, this person's coming in for lower back. Let me do 4 points that's going to turn the body's energy systems or metabolic systems to pay attention to the lower back. Frame out that area. And then maybe I'll do some points that release muscle tension in that area. And then maybe I'll do some points that bring blood flow to certain areas and point them to that area as well, right? So we'll select points and we'll put them in the order. We'll use the ingredients in the order that they're meant to be used to get a desired effect, right? But just because you put the apple in the pie doesn't make it an apple pie. There is different ways that you can process those ingredients, right? Do you puree the apple and make it almost like an apple pudding pie? Do you slice the apple? Do you chop the apple? Do you leave it in big chunks or thin slivers? That's going to change the texture, the quality, the taste, the cooking times of the apple pie, right? And the same thing with the body. If I put a needle in and I move it quickly, it's much different than putting a needle in and moving it slowly. If I move it very little or a large amount, is going to have a different format and different dosage of therapy as well too. So just like if I was going to a supermarket to go shopping for apple pie ingredients, I need to know what aisles to go to, what ingredients that I'm looking for, how to prepare those ingredients, and what order to use those ingredients to get the desired recipe or outcome that I'm looking for. And acupuncture is the exact same way on the person's body. We need to know what we want to do, what the recipe we're going to follow is, what points we're going to choose, what order we're going to do them, and how we're going to process the information or manipulate those needles to stimulate the body differently. So that's a little bit about how acupuncture works and how you are a supermarket. I'll talk to you next time. Enjoy.